So I built a tool that gives AI eyes, which is ironically its biggest blind spot. Pun very much intended. Now, large language models cannot watch videos, which is wildly frustrating given that so much of the internet now, and particularly social media, is video content. Now, you can provide a transcript, sure. However, if you ask Claude or ChatGPT or even Google Gemini to tell you what is in the video visually, you aren't going to get very far. Greetings, Earthlings. It is your resident blonde bot, your computer correspondent, your tech translator, your digital diplomat. I've watched Claude's MCP open up a video in my Chrome browser and watch it on repeat about 6 times before I intervened, right? Just a simple Instagram reel. That's not going to get us very far. And we've all got so much content that's in video format that we are dying to leverage. Okay, we've all saved a million things on social media, whether it's related to our business, our health, our daily life, our passions, our hobbies that we've saved and we will never look at again. And do not lie to yourself, okay? The video that's just popped into your head where you're like, oh my God, I saved that and it was amazing. You don't even know where to go and find that. In fact, you're not even sure anymore which platform it was on. So I've solved that issue too. Then when we get into the nitty gritty of business, what I see from my clients all the time, particularly when we're building them agents, is their standard operating procedures and all of their documentation is either 3 years old or nowhere to be seen. Not very helpful. So when you grab a tool like Loom, for example, that lets you record your screen, talk through, give instructions step by step, that becomes extremely handy when building an agent and really expedites the process 20-fold. So before I start getting on my soapbox about why delegating is important, if you haven't watched my video on delegating in 2026, BDE, it's big delegation energy, you need to go and do that. However, sticking to the point, a tangent hates to see me coming, I have built a tool that addresses all of these issues, and I would like to welcome you to our wonderful Botbuster video. Can you tell I'm a child of the 90s? Everything about this branding is millennial core. So let me walk you through on how super simple it is and also addresses the other issue that we've all come to become very frustrated with in the last 10, 15 years is that we have no content anymore like owned. We have no files. Everything is a streaming service. Everything is on a social platform. We don't have content. So if it's removed, it's gone and good luck to you. So at least with this, you can literally build yourself your own video shop of content that you can then leverage, use, feed into your LLM, have for safekeeping, and sort into various categories with very little stress. And by the way, from now on, while saving on socials is super handy, as you'll see now, popping the link straight into Botbuster means you've got your video there, it's scraped, it's saved, it's organized, and it's all yours to use when you're ready. Now let me walk you through. So here is my newest baby. As you can see, any video, any LLM. So we hop on over here. And as you can see, you can scroll through and get all the details on everything that it offers, how it all works. And we've tried to hit as many FAQs as possible. Then I've obviously already got an account. And here we are. You also get a free 30 minutes once you sign up. So as you can see, it is super simple to navigate. It can interpret videos from all the supported platforms listed here. You can also sort them by platform, which makes life super easy. Now, I've got my video on Anthropic and the Pentagon and that throwdown. So we can pop that into our queue. As soon as you paste the URL in, that will migrate down to your queue and you'll see that it's processing. Awesome. And then once it's added to your queue, you'll see that it's pending. And once it's completed, you'll get the green completed toggle there. Then if we go for a short form video, which is just me yapping about moving to Claude from ChatGPT in a single prompt, we can then pop that one in. Same process. and I'll just show you the difference between short form and long form content. You can also pop static content in here. So any Instagram carousels, TikTok carousels, they will also be scraped and then available for you to download. So as we can see here, our YouTube video is completed. When we hop in, we have our full transcript available, but then we also have keyframes scraped from the video, which allows your LLM to watch along with understanding the transcribed audio. Same thing with our TikTok. Now, if we go to a longer form piece of content like this, which shows you how to build AI agents in Python, you'll see that the Botbuster actually breaks things down into acts and then associates those keyframes with the corresponding transcript. And on top of that, you're also getting a summary of each app and the process steps. So it's really basically spoon feeding your LLM. Like, here comes the train tutorial. Which from there, by the way, as well, obviously you can copy the full transcript, but you can copy it in a JSON format. You can export it as a markdown, as a PDF, or you can even generate the results URL, copy that over to your AI of choice. We will be using Claude because, hello, have you met me? And then we open up Claude, we simply paste in our link, or like I said, any of your preferred export formats. As you can see, our Markdown and our PDF are all exported for us, and like I said, yours to keep. And then we simply ask Claude about our video. Because I use Whisperflow, which I am obsessed with, by the way, instead of boring you with my typing, I'll just dictate. Claude, darling, can you please tell me about this video? Analyze the transcript, watch the keyframes provided, and give me a comprehensive rundown. Thank you so much. And there you go. All yours, any video, any LLM. And as you can see, we get the full rundown. Claude's got it all. And then from there, I can say anything I like. Just as an example, you can say, thank you so much. Amazing. Great work. Let's say I'd like to continuously build agents in the future. Can you please write me a document that maintains the pertinent points from this video, as well as all the context you've already got about me, so I can keep it in mind. And it is something that I would like to be able to save to this project. So something I can export and keep, but also something that I'd love you to keep in mind and be able to draw from in the project files. There you go. Like I said, imagine any video you come across being able to leverage it like this. You can ask it, how would this video apply to my business? How would this video apply to my insert hobby here? The applications, as you can imagine, are pretty endless. And there you have it. The video I find useful, synthesized with my context from my LLM. The dream. So, in saying that, who is this for? Well, it's a very dirty thing to say for everyone, because they say if you build something for everyone, you build it for no one. But you know what? I built this for myself because as a business owner, I used to be constantly time poor. Absolutely a million things on my plate at any given time. And as a digital native, someone who has been on social media, not only for recreation, but learning from it for a very long time. So knowing the power of video in my personal life and then also in my business, the fact that I can record a Loom, walk Claude through whatever I need him to see, and then he understands what I need from him, is precisely why I built this. Now, what's gotten even more convenient for my clients is that, like I said, given that we build agents at MXM, I can very easily alleviate the blocker which we used to have with clients of where are your standard operating procedures? Where is your documentation for these processes? It's outdated. We can't find it. We don't have it. The beat goes on. So they have the benefit now of handing over a very simple walkthrough or a very complicated walkthrough to the Botbuster, which then allows them to feed that to their AI, because typically if they've done the coaching, we've tuned their LLM up, it knows their context, which means that before they even brief us on how to build the agent, they can feed in their walkthrough to their LLM and say, Here is how we currently do this. How can I optimize it before we even get MXM involved? Of course, we can do that on our end, but when your AI has your context, no one knows your business like you do. You've briefed it, told it it's actually seeing the day-to-day. When my clients have AI literacy and they're talking to their AI every day on what is going on in their business, that is invaluable context that can be, like I said, synthesized with the walkthrough of whatever procedure they've put together. So that means before we're even in the picture to build the agents, we have a truly optimized, AI-enhanced process that we can then build agents on. It makes the whole experience frictionless. But for everyday users, literally, as I said, whatever your heart desires, build yourself your own little video shop, hold on to your videos, apply them accordingly. As I always say, AI is a lifestyle. It is not just for business. So the videos that you're finding here, there, and everywhere on the internet that you are paying for with your precious, precious time and attention, you can now have your AI watch and apply it to you. Creators, businesses, agencies, learners and researchers, you name it, the Botbuster is all yours. Now, in terms of pricing, you get a first 30 minutes on me when you sign up, and then you just pick your package based on your needs. Yes, we have named the subscriptions after famous directors. No, that is not an accident. And while you can always upgrade, what I've done is, if you do run out of minutes on your particular subscription, there are overage packages you can purchase because, let's say, for that month, you need more minutes, but realistically, you may not for the next few. Go for gold with one of those. I'm also trying to edge us away from subscription models as much as possible. I have a Substack on that. Every plan supports all platforms, and you can pause your subscription at any time. So if you're ready to give your AI eyes, the link is in the bio. Enjoy your first 30 minutes free. And if you're a business thinking about how video intelligence fits into your broader AI strategy, whether it's agent building, knowledge management, or competitive analysis, you can always book in an autonomy audit with MXM, because this is literally what we do when we're not building ocular implants for AI, of course. Also, feel free to go watch my agent platform walkthrough as a little taste test of what happens when the Botbuster meets a full agent ecosystem. That's where things get really fun. Coming at you ASAP will be an entire walkthrough of how we tune our LLMs. It is essentially the entire first session of the AI coaching I provide for clients. You will never have to prompt again, and your AI will know everything it needs to know about you and get to working as a co-collaborator, not just a bland business tool. And yes, I am bringing it to you for free, because MXM's mission statement is empowered autonomy, and it is something as the founder I really must live and breathe. Otherwise, I'd be a hypocrite, and we don't tolerate those. So stay tuned for that. It's a great one. For now, I am Marissa Koss, your resident blonde bot, founder of MXM, and this time materializing from the matrix to give your AI some upgraded lenses. Can't just be looking at static images. What is this, 2010? The blonde bot signing off.